Equation of a circle. The equation of a circle with center 0, 0 is r squared equals x squared plus y squared. And that looks exactly like the Pythagorean Theorem with different letters. So the equation of a circle switches out c, the hypotenuse, for r, the radius. So going back to our diagram now, r determines how big or small the circle is. The bigger r is, the bigger the circle, and vice versa. Knowing that the equation comes from Pythagorean Theorem, I'm going to create a right triangle. And from here, it should be clear that r is c, the hypotenuse. So if I create an ABC right triangle, then hopefully it's clear that this distance here from 0, 0 all the way up is the change of y. It's our vertical axis, so our up and down value is the change of y. The change of y, change in math means to subtract, would be y2 minus y1. The same can be said for the horizontal distance. So this distance now here becomes the change of x, and that is x2 minus x1. So starting from Pythagorean Theorem, c squared equals a squared plus b squared, we swap out what we have for our circle. So c becomes r, a squared becomes the change of x, and b squared becomes the change of y. And now we can sub in any values that we have. So in this case, we know that one of the coordinates is 0, 0. So we're going to sub in our x and y value from the origin. So r squared now equals x minus 0 all squared plus y minus 0 all squared. Tidy it up a little bit and you get r squared equals x minus 0 squared is x squared, and y minus 0 is y squared. And that is the equation of a circle with center 0, 0. Now there are three types of questions we can ask with this formula and with this information. So if we find the radius of a circle given its equation, so we know that the overall formula is x squared plus y squared equals r squared. If I want the radius, and I know what r squared is, then to find the radius, I square root 49, because the square root of r squared is r, and the square root of 49 is plus or minus 7. Please realize that distance cannot be negative, so r in this case would be simply positive 7. So that's the first style of question. The second would be writing an equation if we give you the radius. So write an equation for a circle with center 0, 0 if the radius is 4. The formula is x squared plus y squared equals r squared. We know that r equals 4, so we're going to sub in x squared plus y squared equals 4 squared. Therefore, the equation of that particular circle with a radius of 4 would be x squared plus y squared equals 16. That's the second style. Third style is to determine the radius and the equation of a circle if we know that the center is 0, 0, that's the condition of all of these. And now we have a coordinate 3, 4 on its circumference. So I'm going to sketch that out as I show you what the solution is. There's our coordinate plane, x and y, little sketch. And I will attempt a circle. And the radius is from the center out, and all we know is this coordinate 3, 4. Recall that this is an xy coordinate. Going back to our formula, it's x squared plus y squared equals r squared. So subbing in our x value would be 3 squared plus 4 squared. And now we have 9 plus 16 equals r squared. 25 equals r squared. So the formula for that particular circle would be x squared plus y squared equals 25. We're also being asked to determine the radius. So you take r squared, which is 25, square root both sides, and now you have the radius equaling plus or minus 5. Throw away the negative value because length cannot be negative, so the radius is 5. And now I have 6 skill testing questions. In each example, I give you different pieces of information. In the first example, you can see that I'm giving you r squared, which will give you the ability to answer the question above. In the second one, I'm telling you the radius, and I want the equation. Same thing here, except I'm only giving you the coordinate, so you have to do a bit of work to find both the equation and the radius. In this example, I'm giving you diameter, another one with a coordinate, and another one with the equation. Okay, looking at each one separately now, I've been given the r squared value of 49, and I want the radius. So if r squared is 49, square root both sides, throw away the negative value, so r is 7. We actually just did that one in the previous slide. My next example, I'm telling you the radius is 6. The equation is x squared plus y squared equals r squared. So take 6 and square it. Therefore, the missing piece is the value of 36. And now this time I only give you the coordinate. So I've given you the x and the y. So a bit of work to do. This becomes a sub-in style question. So here we've got x is 5, y is 4. So 25 plus 16 equals r squared. 41 equals r squared. So the equation is x squared plus y squared equals 41. The radius is the square root of 41. And that will turn out to be 6 point something. I'm going to move down. So this time I give you r squared. So the radius is the square root of 64, which is 8. Moving along the bottom. Again, I'm giving you a coordinate this time. So it's negative 3 squared plus negative 1 squared equals r squared. And again, I'm subbing in to the original formula. And so now we get 9 plus 1 equals r squared. 10 equals r squared. So that is the equation. And the radius is the square root of 10, which will be 3 point something. And the last one. So in this case, I changed it up a little bit. I'm giving you the diameter of 18, which means that the radius is 9. And if the radius is 9, then the equation is squared, x squared plus y squared equals 81. Thanks for listening.